What's going on, everybody? It's Jake, and welcome to the commentary and breakdown analysis of our ranked match gameplay. Being a partner with the Hidden Ones, I wanted to bring you guys gameplay first, to then break down and commentate over every other episode. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, so we're going to be watching over the gameplay first, and then anything that I take note to or I feel as though I need to explain further in depth, then we'll go back over. Alright, off the rip, ends up perfect dodging into the counter. And he ends up breaking away. So now we got 12 seconds to try to utilize that time to get a combo. So right there, he didn't have any skills left, I don't believe. Maybe he only had his standard one, but I still didn't want to test it. Ends up breaking away again. Nice. All right, end up getting the grapple. Not able to capitalize off of that. This guy is breaking away. Frame one, but now we get the catch. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the ult, and that is going to close out this first round. Every single time, frame one, he was breaking away. And so when you break away in this game, you have 12 seconds to survive pretty much. Because if you get caught, then you are not able to break away again until that cooldown goes away, and then you're able to break away again. All right, I end up breaking away. Now I gotta play it cool because they still have their standards. All right, I end up canceling that just in case they try to use another move. Nice deflect. If I would have waited just a little bit longer, then I would have been able to get a proper counter. All right, 2 grapples on Oki. They should have their standard up. Yep, they do. We end up getting a trade. And so right there, we're actually going to go back to that and explain as to why he didn't get hit, or flinched rather, right there. No combo cancel for the extension though. Okay, ends up breaking away, and we go for our standard 2. Combo cancel 1, 2, 3, 4. We tried to get the combo extension by doing a dodge into our last hit of our basic attack, but we ended up missing it. All right, what are we working with? Going for the speed boost, runs right into our basic. Gonna have to break away here. Oh, just barely missed the counter there. Nice grapple. Oh, that wasn't it. Pixel of health, and we're going to cancel and dodge. So that is something that the game does teach you in the tutorial, to where if somebody tries to do like raw ult, then you are able to combo cancel, which takes 2 stamina, and then you're able to dodge afterwards, which will end up taking an additional stamina. So overall, to be safe, you'll end up needing 3 if you're in the middle of something. And it happened again right there as to why he didn't flinch, and we'll explain that later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna go ahead and cash out with the ultimate. The reason why we cash out right here is just because standards is what builds up your ultimate a lot. So I want to go ahead and cash out on the damage. That way, the more combos I do later on, I can go ahead and get my meter back, because why not? Plus, they broke away, so that's a really, really big burst of damage. All right, playing it cool, playing it safe. Nice. Ends up catching the ethereal rope. I'm not able to break out of this because I don't have 3 stamina. Nice counter. And this is going to be it right here. Oh, ends up breaking away. Almost chased him down. Well, we did, but they end up getting the deflect into the grapple. Now, right there, if you guys peeped, he was guarding and also trying to attack at the same time because they had believed that that was a standard attack, when in reality, that is a sinister doppelganger. Sinisters you are not able to counter, which means that you properly have to dodge them. But now, let's actually go back and review some of what was going on here. And they're getting the 2 grapples right here. All right, so here it is right here. So, with doppelgangers and standards, is that, well, actually, it's a little bit different with doppelgangers. So, when it comes to priority in this game, right, is that you have your basic attacks, you have your standard attacks, and you also have your sinister attacks. You also have grapples, but grapples are tied to your basic attacks, right? So, basic beats guard, guard beats standard, sinister beats everything, pretty much. So in this instance right here is that you're actually able to use your doppelganger, and the doppelganger are the only instances to where I believe doppelgangers are able to hyper armor through sinisters as well. It's the only thing that I believe can go through sinisters, but if not that, then they can go through basic attacks and standards. So as we see right here is that I wake up and I go for my standard. I go for my standard 1, but they summon their doppelganger. That's what this stance is right here. And so because they are doing their doppelganger, even though it's just a speed boost and it's not an attack, right? They're benefiting from the hyper armor. And I end up going for a combo cancel, which you see at the bottom. I end up using my combo cancel that takes away 2 stamina. And I go for it looks like I tried to go for like a guard cancel. Yeah, I'm guarding right here and they go for a melee attack. So I tried to go for an attack afterwards, but they end up using their grapple attack, which isn't an actual button. You're just going for a basic attack. And if you end up doing a basic attack against someone's guard, it'll automatically go for a grapple, as we saw back here. The first engagement, I dashed in and I tried to go for an attack, but you guys see the frame that I went for an attack right here, it got canceled into a grapple because he was holding guard. Then he dodged away, resulting in a perfect a perfect dodge. So over here, we try hitting him. We realize that we're not actually making them flinch. They're still taking damage, but they're not flinching. We end up going for our combo cancel. We guard, we try to go for an attack ourselves. We end up getting grappled. And I believe it's right here. We end up catching them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I dodged to the side because her wall combo, she's able to dodge diagonally. And the thing about this game is that whenever you dodge or you guard cancel, right, it keeps the window for it keeping the last hit that you were on, like the last attack you were on of your basic attack, is huge. So what this allows you to do is that in future episodes, you'll end up seeing me hold down my guard, and then the next time I go for an attack, it's her launcher or the last attack of her basic attack string. So you may be wondering, is he doing that manually? Like, is that just like another button? No, it's just that I ended up doing my 4 hits, I guard canceled, and now it's holding on to the fact that I'm on my 5th hit. If you want to completely reset your basic string, you have to do a combo cancel, which costs 2 stamina. Guard canceling doesn't take any stamina, or dodge canceling only takes 1 stamina. So right here, I tried to dodge cancel into the last attack, but I end up missing right here. So I go for another standard, and you see, as we explained earlier, is that when we went for the standard, I continue letting the standard rock, because the entire animation of your standard, you will have hyper armor from basic attacks. So I allowed myself to continue having that animation play. That way I could tank this hit. I still took damage up here. I took 99 damage. They hit me with their basic attack, and then I broke away. After I broke away, I ended up summoning my doppelganger for extra hyper armor, summoning my lightning on him. Now you see the red line right here that indicates that is a sinister. So they are not able to counter this. They have to dodge it. And you can see that by the indication of the white circle here. And once it reaches the outer ring of the circle, that's when the lightning strike will hit. Boom. They end up dodging it. And so instead of chasing them down, because the lightning strike is still going on here, I decided to retreat, allowing this to protect me pretty much if they try to go for an attack, resetting the neutral. Now, something that you'll also see me do a lot is that in neutral, I'll end up holding guard a lot, right? Reason being is because, at least with Zhang Chulan, is that they have their standard 1 attack is a long range attack. If I'm just running around, I can get caught with a stray. But as long as you're holding down guard, they aren't able to do any of their standards, and their literal only option is to try to dodge in and go for a basic attack in order to grab you. So, depending on the matchup, holding down your guard, or just in general, is a very strong tactic to just keep yourself safe from getting hit by any random thrown out standards. But this can also get you in a tricky situation, because if you're just holding down guard, then they can try to throw out a standard, but then you can cancel that standard mid animation to then try to dodge and go for a grab. But you know, that's where the layers of mix comes in. Very nice. And let's see, was there anything else? Oh yeah, right here. So right here, they end up going for their ethereal rope, which I believe is their standard one. But I'm hitting them with my basic attack and notice that he wasn't flinching. So I instantly go for a guard cancel as I try to go for another basic attack to punish their recovery. But right when they recovered from their standard one, they instantly went into a standard two, and I got blown up by the Ignis Burst. Now with Lu Ling's standard two, her standard two has really good chase down. And so right when they broke away, I ended up dodging towards them into my standard two. Combo cancel 1, 2, 3, 4. And I ended up going for my ultimate here. As I previously explained, is that your standards is what gives you a huge boost in meter. So let's see if I land anything here. You guys can see the little bit that's going up. But the moment I hit my standard two, look at how much meter I end up gaining. I'm gaining very little right here, right? Boom, 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 boom. That almost completely boosted me all the way up for me to have my ultimate ready. So then we end up taking our ultimate into the next round. And just in case, for whatever reason, we end up building it again. But in hindsight, of course, hindsight 2020, is that we caught them on the instant breakaway. Boom. Which means that we have approximately 10 to 11 seconds to combo him. So we would have been able to do our standard two, combo cancel 1, 2, 3, 4 into our standard one, combo cancel into more, and then use our ultimate. But I just made it a good habit to where, okay, instead of using all of my skills, I want to go ahead and cash out. That way, once I start using my standards again, I can go ahead and start feeding myself more meter for the next character. Although they are on their last character, I didn't have to worry about that in this instance. Now, when it comes to standards versus standards right there, is that you just have to lab which standards has which priority over which. So here we end up dodging in to dodge the ethereal rope, and we use our standard two, knocking him out of their standard armor because it's a standard versus standard. They end up breaking away. He instantly gets a basic attack, but I don't flinch because I am in my I'm still recovering from my standard attack, so I still had that armor. Now right there, I tried to go for a basic attack, but he was already in the middle of his, so I got beat out. They didn't really have any meter to combo with there, so they didn't get much of a punish. Nice ethereal rope. No combo cancel. Decides to wait for my recovery to try to go for an Ignis Burst. And I wake up guard. Now in those instances, another thing you will end up seeing in later episodes is that for characters that have projectiles, they can bait out a counter. Meaning that they can throw out a projectile, bait the counter, and then perfect dodge or counter your counter. And then it goes into a counter battle, and you can either drop the counter to try to go for a grab, go for a counter, combo cancel into a grab. It gets really nutty. So right here, we end up getting the combo. They break away. We instantly go for our chase down, which is really good, and they get their parry off. Now, anytime you get a parry, you have to know the window where you can counter. because not all attacks can you instantly press attack in order to get the counter. So right here, you end up seeing the deflect pop up. Deflect means that you pressed it too early. Now, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. Sometimes you may not want to go for the counter because it may put you in a worse situation. Now you may be wondering, well, if you get the hit, why would you not? That's primarily because, say, if they summon a doppelganger that has multiple attacks and you end up going for the counter, but then you're not able to counter back to back, or some characters just straight up aren't able to counter back to back, so it puts you in a worse situation. So they end up going for the deflect. They go for a basic attack. That basic attack goes into the grab. So that was a really, really cool sequence here of events. Ethereal, the knockdown, goes for the standard 2, gets a counter, 1 hit break away or 2 hit break away, goes for the standard, gets a deflect into a grapple. Ends up getting an Ignis Burst. I go for my doppelganger. They thought that it was a standard when it was a sinister, and they end up getting KO'd. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, then be sure to like, comment, all that jazz, and I'll vibe with you on the next one.